Use this rule to move on from the narcissist. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. I, as many of you realize, am a narcissistic psychopath. This enables me to tell you how I see the world, how I see my victims, how those similar to me, other narcissists, other psychopaths, other narcissistic psychopaths see the world and their victims. As part of my legacy, I provide you with a vast array of information to increase your understanding, and I deal with thousands of people through consultation, unraveling what has happened to them, explaining why the narcissist behaved in the way that he or she did. Primarily, this relates to romantic relationships, but there's a considerable number that relate to the familial interaction, neighbours, friends, business instances. I've enabled people to navigate their way through court proceedings to recover money and property, to deal with the ancillary relief of divorce proceedings, to assist many, many people with the emotional turmoil that's associated with child custody. Not only have I been able to bring understanding to people where they were entirely confused as to what they were dealing with, but I've been able to provide them with practical solutions to escape the narcissist, in some instances to manage the narcissist whilst they're organising their escape, to deal with situations where the narcissists continue to hoover them. By virtue of knowing what I am and the world in which I move, I am ideally and uniquely placed to provide this information. It also means that I witness the various problems that individuals face in relation to how the narcissist has treated them and the aftermath. And time again, I am confronted with individuals who are struggling to move on from the narcissist. The narcissist has disengaged from them, decided that the relationship is at an end, that they have decided to move on to somebody else, that the individual perhaps may well have escaped, but more usually it is a case of disengagement. The victim struggles. They know they should stay away, but they struggle to do so. They want to watch what the narcissist is up to. They want to confront the narcissist, to tell them that they know that they are a narcissist, that they find themselves feeling guilty about the failure of the relationship, that they're upset to have lost the narcissist despite the knowledge that that individual was abusing them. They are concerned that the narcissist may well move on with someone else and somehow that relationship will be one that will succeed, that they will end up happy together, that the next person somehow unlocks the code to get the best out of the narcissist, to avoid the devaluation and maintain the golden period. My videos address many of these topics to help people in their quest to move on. But some people still find it difficult because of the strength of their emotional thinking and possibly the hoovering that comes from the narcissist. There's material also in the knowledge vault which can be utilised to aid your understanding, to give you the best possible opportunity to move on. There is a particular rule that you should be applying in relation to your situation concerning the narcissist to ensure that you are able to move on. If you find yourself stuck in the quagmire of emotional connection to the narcissist, that you find yourself lamenting the loss of the narcissist, angered by how you've been treated, that you cannot move forward, you need to utilize this rule and apply it time and time again. One of the fundamental problems that you experience is that you are awash with feelings, anger, shame, embarrassment, fear, anxiety. You're apprehensive. It hurts, and you want it to go away. You want to be able to move on, but you're struggling to do so. And therefore, one fundamental way that you can help yourself is to understand that your feelings are not actually, in this instance, predicated on logic. There are instances where your emotional response is a logical one. Take, for instance, you have a friend. You've known them for 20 years. They've made you laugh. You've cried on one another's shoulders, dealing with the vagaries of life that has been thrown at you. You've been on holidays together. You talk on a daily basis, messaging one another, seeing each other regularly. And then your friend gets hit by a car and is killed. You're overwhelmed with grief. Your grief is logical because you have lost someone that provided meaning and added to your life. Therefore, to be upset, to be grieving, to be distraught, they're all feelings, but they're logical ones. Yet when it comes to the involvement with the narcissist, your feelings are invariably generated not from a logical perspective, but from emotional thinking. Your addiction to the narcissist wants you to remain involved in some shape or form with the narcissist, so that it causes you to feel a particular way and continues to make you feel a particular way, so that you act upon those feelings, thus breaching your no contact. It makes you think about the narcissist, dwell on events, lament what you supposedly have lost, ruminate on what has happened to you. It causes you to talk about those feelings with other people, going over the same old ground again and again in relation to the narcissist. It has you trying to find out information about what the narcissist is doing, snooping on the narcissist. It might even cause you to get in contact with the narcissist, to go and see the narcissist, as your addiction strives to cause you to repeatedly breach your no-contact regime, because in so doing you feed the addiction. And one of the easiest and key ways that your addiction does this is through the use of emotional thinking to cause you to feel a particular way, so that you respond to those feelings and interact in some form with the narcissist. In order to counter this, you must apply the logic rule, which is you must ask yourself this question: is it logical that I feel this way? For instance, I am hurt and upset by the way that the narcissist has treated me. Is it logical that I should feel hurt and upset? The narcissist has left me. In actual fact, I should be pleased because I no longer have to deal with the narcissist. Therefore, being hurt isn't the accurate response. Being upset, I should actually be delighted that this abuser is no longer in my life or is less in my life. Therefore, to feel hurt isn't logical. To feel upset is not logical. And by reminding yourself of that point, and doing so with frequency, you will then start to diminish your emotional thinking and increase your logical approach, resulting in the diminution and extinction of that particular feeling and sensation. I had a client who, in conference with me, was crying. She was crying because the narcissist had died. I asked her, "Why are you crying?" She responded, "Well, I wouldn't expect you as a narcissistic psychopath, HG, to understand that." And I said, "Oh, I do understand. I want to know if you understand why you're crying." "I miss him," she said. I said, "That's simply not logical. Why would you miss an individual who has abused you in so many ways that you've described to me in consultation? That is not logical. I do not invalidate your feeling. I know that you feel a sensation of missing that person. I'm not saying you're not feeling that, but I'm telling you that it isn't logical to feel that way, and you need to tell yourself that. You need to remind yourself that, in actual fact, the fact that the narcissist is dead should, at the very least, not involve being upset, and might even involve feeling pleased and delighted, for your tormentor has gone. I explained to this particular client that I would have thousands of clients who'd give their eye teeth to be in such a situation whereby their tormentor was offed, that they were removed from the face of the earth. Accordingly, understand that when you are feeling something in relation to the circumstances surrounding the narcissist and their treatment of you, that feeling does not need to govern you. It does not need to rule you. It is not something that will sit there forever. You have the capability to tell yourself, is this feeling logical? Is it logical that I am upset in relation to the narcissist leaving me? Should I be feeling envious about the fact that the narcissist has gone off with somebody else? Should I be feeling frightened about whether the narcissist will return? Ask yourself that question. Apply the logic rule each and every time you are struggling with those feelings. Is it logical for me to feel this way? And the answer will be no. And if you can't work it out for yourself, consult with me and I will help you. But this one rule is very powerful. For when you experience those feelings, you ask yourself, should I be feeling this way logically? After all, I'm dealing with someone who has been abusing me. Therefore, to be free of them is actually a good thing, not a bad thing. I haven't lost anything. I've gained. They're somebody else's problem, not mine. Yes, you're right to feel angry about the way that you've been treated, but is it logical to stay angry at someone who no longer has anything to do with you? No, it's not. You're keeping that anger alive and to your detriment. Is it logical to feel envious about the fact that the narcissist has gone off with somebody else? No. You're away from your abuser. That's good news. Somebody else is going to have the problem now and not you. You shouldn't be envious. Tell yourself this. Remind your brain. It is your responsibility. Too often, people think that their emotional thinking is the only thinking that can exist, and it is not. You owe it to yourself, and it is your responsibility as part of your recovery and advancement towards freedom, to remind yourself in each and every instance of when you feel a particular way in relation to the narcissist or the way that they have treated you, is it logical that I should feel this way? And the answer will be no. And the more that you tell yourself this, the less you will feel that way. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.